A 30-year study on art education, pedagogical memory, and cultural continuity, There's BELGELİİ Decibel, is a long-term study in art education and pedagogical archiving that began during the 1995/96 academic year within the Department of Fine Arts Education, Division of Art Teacher Education, Resim-İş, at Marmara University Atatürk Faculty of Education. Initially developed as an in-studio space for documentation and exchange, DB gradually evolved into a multi-layered structure that documents not only student works, but also educational processes, modes of observation, ways of thinking, studio relationships, and intergenerational transmission. Today, DB continues nearly 30 years of accumulated work through studio practices, competitions, exhibitions, publications, digital archives, research groups, nature observations, and studies in art education. The drawings, paintings, photographs, sketches, identification cards, sound recordings, and pedagogical notes produced throughout this process are regarded not merely as individual works, but as part of the living memory of an art education experience. The DB approach does not consider art education solely as the transfer of technical skills. Studio practice is shaped through the coexistence of a philosophical perspective centered on the wholeness of the human being and theoretical investigations within the plastic arts. Observation, attentive looking, establishing a relationship with nature, thinking, discussion, documentation, and preserving what has been produced over time are all regarded as inseparable parts of education. Conceptual studies developed within this process, such as fictional space and active matter, progress together with studio practice itself. The competitions, exhibitions, and archival studies carried out within DB are also part of this approach. Their purpose is not merely evaluation, but the creation of a shared field of memory connecting different generations of students, graduates, and educators. This approach is also connected to the idea of cultivating culture teachers, individuals who do not limit education to the transmission of lessons, but who carry a sense of responsibility toward the culture, environment, and historical moment in which they live. Among the fields of study developed over the years are visual archives, experimental research groups, nature observation studies, environmental awareness projects, and initiatives such as BELGELİİ trees, all of which bring artistic attention together with social and ecological responsibility. While DB draws nourishment from Turkey's traditions of art education and enlightenment-oriented educational experiences, especially the production, observation, and lived experience-based pedagogies of the village institutes, it also establishes connections with international models of process-based learning and reflective artistic practice. One of the major current initiatives of DB is the Erzincan Archival Art Education Museum project, which aims to transform this nearly 30-year pedagogical accumulation into a public field of research and cultural memory. This initiative envisions not only the preservation of completed artworks, but also the visibility of artistic processes, studio experiences, pedagogical traces, and cultural memory through a living space of research and civic remembrance. Today, There's BELGELİİ Decibels continues to approach art education not merely as a field of specialization, but as part of the relationship human beings establish with nature, culture, society, and time itself.